just didn't go down.
It wasn't. It just wasn't the night for the Eagles. But
night.
Congratulations to the Northern Colorado Bears. They've just arrived over at the press conference. We've got Dalen Kuntz, Matt Johnson, and head coach Steve Smiley over there. We're going to join them now.
You know, obviously the game could have gone either way, but I'm just really proud of our guys. I thought our mentality was great. You know, we told our guys before the game, like the key words being decisive. And I thought we were really decisive, especially in that first half, setting the tone, being aggressive on both ends of the floor. So I just thought it was a tremendous college basketball game, and it was a tremendous effort by our entire team.
Thank you, Coach. We'll now open up to our media pool just for player questions.
Dalen, did knocking down the three-pointers early on really help you guys knock off those first game jitters for this tournament with Eastern Washington having that game advantage on you guys?
Yeah, definitely. Us seeing the ball go in kind of gave us some confidence, and then just kind of went from there.
Matt, when Eastern Washington's coming back, throughout the season, do you guys feel like sometimes you tire out a little bit from your run and gun style? Within the first half, you guys, go off with 9 3-pointers, but you guys sort of tailed off in the second half. Is that maybe something that's sort of been alarming for you guys this season?
I don't think it's about being tired. It's just basketball is a game of runs, and we got to weather punches. We throw punches and we weather punches. So, Eastern Washington came back and they gave us a great effort, but we were able to just come out with the win.
Dalen, I'm just curious. You guys were hitting so many threes in the first half and so many shots. What happened in the second half? Did Eastern do something differently?
We were getting pretty much the same looks, just the ball wasn't going in on some of those, but, we got pretty much the same looks we got the first half, just wasn't going in like it was the first half.
And, Matt, you guys, a lot of you guys have played together for quite a long time. Did you draw on that experience playing together at all kind of down the stretch here? Is there a familiarity that you guys are able to lean on?
Yeah, actually, ironically, I played against Dalen a lot growing up in middle school. Him playing up 2 grades, But, yeah, I played with this guy for 2 years. He's the best player in the league to me, and it's just fun being out there with him, and we just have that chemistry, I think, now.
Coulter and Elias Scott in sports. Dalen, just how hard is it to win in this tournament, and how does it feel now advancing to the semis?
It's very hard. Every team in this tournament can play. You see tonight, it came down to the end, but it's just winning plays, and, we came out on top. But it feels very good to advance to the semifinals. Just, I don't really got no words for it. It's just straight happiness.
Matt, you had that flurry towards the end of the first half. What did that take, and how did that feel?
Are you talking about when I dove on the floor?
And then you also hit 2 3. Then you also hit 2 threes in a row too.
Oh, for me, it's just I just want to win, and everybody on this roster wants to win, including the coaching staff and including the fans. So I'm just going to do whatever I can to make that happen.
Final question for our players.
Matt, you guys were swept by Portland State in the regular season. So what just makes them so difficult to play?
I think they just speed everybody up, and they're just fast style of basketball. You can't really run a lot of plays against them with all the switching and everything that they do. So I think we just gotta be players, and we just gotta have that motivation to beat them, and we can't let them speed us up.
Great, thanks guys. Coach, if you could remain players, you guys are
Yep.
good to step out. We'll now open up to Coach.
Good job,
You guys
guys.
have any questions for Coach?
Coach, you guys have had a lot of tight games this season, so did that just kind of help, even though Eastern Washington did have to come back late?
That's a great question. It certainly does not help my blood pressure. It's been a year of a million close games, but even in the non-conference, our first game of the year against Pacific on the island in Hawaii came down to the last shot. Our next game against Hawaii, even though we were up 26, alluding to the question earlier, came down to the last shot. And a lot of our games this year, but we played the 19th hardest non-conference schedule, and I thought we did a good job of that. And I do think that prepares you for moments in games like these. And so while it's not necessarily fun, you'd like to win every game by 20 or 30, our guys have been thrown into the fire so many times this year with so many close games that they don't get rattled. We get to a timeout and, we say what we need to say and we get organized, but they have that, we call it NBA, and NBA means next best action. Again, whether you're making shots or not, throwing punches, getting punched, it's just all about the NBA, next best action. And even at the end, when they made that run and we subbed a couple of those guys in, Jamel Melvin and Bryce Kennedy, who hadn't played in a long time, especially Jamel, but they're two of our best defenders. Hey, man, that's the next best action. Let's go get a stop. And we found a way to get that done somehow.
The familiarity of your guys with each other, how much does that help during tournament time?
Yeah, I think familiarity, but even more so, they like each other.
The chemistry, exactly.
Yeah, the chemistry. These guys like each other. They like being around each other in the hotel. They're good dudes, and they're really competitive. And when you're a part of a team, obviously everyone's gonna have to sacrifice, and it's not easy to be a part of a team. And there's some very capable players on a roster that don't even get to touch the floor right now, and their time will come in due time. But I think for us, the fact that a guy like Bodie's been here 3 or 4 years in this arena, Matt Johnson as well, Dalen last year. I mean, you look at last year, even when we played Sac State in the 8-9 game, had a great game, came down to the end. It's a close game. We found a way to win, and then we lost against the 1-seed Southern Utah in a great game where we had a couple threes to tie that thing and send it to overtime. All that pays dividends. And again, it helps because you're familiar with this situation, and our guys, again, they just didn't panic. So it was good to see us find a way to squeak that one out.
The state of college basketball, I mean, how elusive is it? Because it seems like you guys love playing with each other. How important do you think it is to your success?
I think it's great. Yeah, I tell you, our guys, especially with college basketball, it's changing, right? With portals and COVID years, and it's just turning into this kind of transient culture. And again, everyone after the season, everyone has to make decisions on what they want to do. But I just tell you that our guys, they've enjoyed all the way back. One of my favorite players, our big guy, John Cooch, and we had a practice yesterday. And we started the practice, and I said, Coor, what practice are we on? Because I type it all up. I'm a type A, list guy. And it was like number 118. And that didn't include the summer, fall, and foreign trip that we were on. So we've been together on a practice floor like 140, 150 times. And if you don't like each other, it's not going to work. But again, our guys have a lot of joy, and they enjoy playing with each other.
Coach, is this the kind of game that wears you out going into the next game, or just builds momentum and adrenaline?
Before the game, we wrote down the number 5. And what that number was there's 5 teams left in our league that are still playing. The 3 teams that won today, and then us in Eastern Washington. And your only job is to go 1-0 and move on. So now there's only 4 left. So, no, it doesn't wear us out. Obviously, we'll have to do what we need to do with, we got a great trainer and, rehab and prehab and Normatex and ice and all that kind of stuff. The rest is of utmost importance for everybody. But same point in time, you just kind of fuel on adrenaline and you just keep going. And I do think, too, like our bench really helped out tonight. I haven't looked at the box score yet, but, Bryce Kennedy, obviously Dalton Connect plays starter minutes. So there's 6 guys, but Bryce Kennedy, Jamel Melvin, and Zach Block had some huge minutes as well. So when we came into this game and I looked at Eastern Washington's box score the day before, it was like 37, 37, 36, 37, 37. We told our guys that. So, our guys played heavy minutes, and it's a physical, taxing time of year, but I think our guys will be fine. They'll be ready to go tomorrow night. Yep.
Thank you, Coach. If you guys have any.
Sure.
One more quick one.
Coach, Portland State's so hard to prepare for, so how do you make the turnaround just in 24 hours?
Well, everyone's hard to prepare for. Teams that run 1 million sets are hard to prepare for because you have to decide what to go over with your guys and whatnot. And then teams that, Portland, and they run some stuff, and they run really good stuff. Jace Coburn does a good job with that team. He's been a friend of mine for a long time. But it's different because they play really fast, really loose. They switch everything. They're starting to press more. So it's a totally different style of basketball. But just in terms of preparation, we're doing as much right now with film as we are with, being on the court. But our guys are excited, just like this game tonight against Eastern Washington. Eastern Washington came into our place about 2 weeks ago, and they kicked us around pretty good. And so our guys, they weren't afraid of that. They were excited about that. So the Portland State games, at their place we lost on the last-second shot, and at our place we lost basically on the last-second shot. So they did go 2-0 against us. But our guys, I think they really relish, and they're excited about the opportunity to try to keep this thing going.
Great. Thanks, everyone. If you guys have any further questions, please reach out to Northern Colorado.
All right. Hey, thanks, everybody. Yep.